Hi guys, welcome to the channel. Thank you for joining me. Thank you for your continued support. Second video today, which I said I would do, is because Keir Starmer was asked specifically about this amendment in a recent interview today, and I'm going to show you what his response was to this amendment. Even though he didn't necessarily address it completely, we're going to show you what he said. So let's take a look and see what it says. Right, here we are. Keir Starmer defiant over welfare cuts despite rebellion from Labour MPs. Keir Starmer has reaffirmed his desire to push through controversial benefit cuts despite a mounting rebellion among his MPs. The Prime Minister said there was a clear moral case for the reforms, which of course there isn't, which aims to slash $5 billion a year from the welfare bill by 2030. While many Labour MPs initially indicated they backed the bill in principle, support has ebbed away over recent months amid warnings about the impact the cuts would have on the most vulnerable in society. Around 119 now Labour MPs have signed the reasoned amendment to oppose the government's proposal, which, if passed, would effectively kill the legislation. So it's up to 119. It was 108, which means that it's getting bigger. But speaking to Sky News political editor Beth Rigby from a NATO summit, the Prime Minister said the welfare system needed reform and was not working for anyone. He said the vote planned for Tuesday was not a confidence vote in his leadership, but on the need to reform the system. Well, I think it is a confidence vote, because if he's not listening to his MPs, who are increasingly worried about this bill, if he's not going to listen to them and try and push this through, and then he gets defeated, it will be a big blow for him, I think, because the Labour MPs will be thinking, well, what are we actually here for? Why are we representing a party which you're just going to do what you want anyway? So, you know, I think this could be a confidence vote for him. I think most colleagues do accept the case for reform. We've got to get on and make that reform, because the opinions are leave the system as it is, trusting people and not helping them. That's not a Labour option. The Labour option is to reform it and make it fit for the future. So we're going to press ahead with these reforms. Well, actually, the Labour way is to support people out of poverty, which isn't what this is either. So I don't think this is the Labour way myself. Keir spoke to reporters on the way to the summit, saying there were around 1,000 people a day signing up for personal independence payment, equivalent to the size of the population of Leicester. This is not a system that can be left unreformed, not least because it's unsustainable, and therefore we won't have a welfare system for those that need it in the future. So those that care about a future welfare system have to answer the question, how do you reform what you've got to make sure it's sustainable for the future? Introduced in March, the government's welfare bill outlines proposals to make it harder for some disabled people to qualify for PIP, while also cutting universal credit, another benefit. Now, as I've said on this channel many times before, being eligible for PIP, getting PIP, is incredibly hard. It's not a walk in the park. Anyone who has been through the process will know full well that it is not an easy thing to get. You need to have a lot of evidence. You need to, satisfy a lot of criteria to get PIP. And the fact that 1,000 people a day are getting PIP is not because they're not deserving of it. It's because they are deserving on it. 1,000 people through the DWB process or the tribunal process getting PIP every day. That's a lot of people, but it means there is a need there because the PIP process is so hard to do. So what he's basically saying is that, yes, there are all these people claiming PIP, but we can't fund it. Well, that's what he's saying. He's basically saying that not that these people are he's basically saying, well, we just can't afford it. So therefore, these people, even though they have conditions that deserve PIP, we're just not going to give it to them because we can't afford it, which is absolutely rubbish, because, as I said before previously, our percentage of GDP that we spend on benefits is a lot lower than many European countries. So I think that we can afford it. I think there are ways around it, but I think that, yes, the system needs to be reformed, but it needs to be reformed so that it's fairer for people and not so much of a burden on people to apply for. It should be based on evidence, more and more evidence. It should be based on medical evidence, not just on the assessment of someone who may not even know what the condition is they're talking about. These are the things that need to happen, and I think that the way they're going about it is simply to save money. They're not trying to help people, they're simply trying to save money. But anyway, let me know what you think down in the comment section. I would love to hear your thoughts on this, as always. Please do subscribe if you've got this far, and I'll see you next time.